Hey gang, Joe Porton, Talent Strategy, doing another video on location. This time I'm at Leonard Park in Speedway. I live just a couple blocks down the street from here. There's baseball diamonds around, there's a playground, there's tennis courts, a wonderful park. I grew up here playing a lot of ball, a lot of baseball, a lot of tennis. Went to school right across the street over here at St. Christopher. We always had recess out here when the weather was nice and played a lot of ball during recess as well. I thought this would be an excellent backdrop to talk about something I think is really important, and that is competencies of being a really good teammate. These things can be overlooked from time to time with the hustle and bustle that's our busy lives here at Sallie Mae, but I do think it's important to periodically take a step back and do some self-evaluation, make sure that we are performing well in areas I think are really, really important. I spent about 12 years of my career being a developer, working my way up through the developer ranks, had the opportunity to lead a small team and folks, and that led to an 18-year wonderful period of my career of being a people manager and a manager of teams, which I dearly loved. And now I get the opportunity to work in the talent strategy and professional development space, which I dearly love. But throughout all those experiences, I think about the folks that have come here and really struggled. I think about the folks that have come here and excelled and been highly successful. And I just kind of boiled them down to a handful of traits I think are kind of key. This isn't the end-all be-all list when it comes to these competencies. These are just the ones I think are important. And I want to share them with you. I will post this list below in the comments, so don't feel like you have to take notes. And again, this is some of the things I think are important. Now, interestingly enough, as I was pulling this together earlier this month, I realized that these 7 competencies spell out the word perform. So hopefully that makes it a little bit easier to remember. And I want to run through this list now pretty quickly. Again, I think I'm going to follow up with some future conversations, doing a little bit deeper dive on these. But for now, let's get into it. Number 1, P, let's be punctual, right? Let's make sure we're on time most of the time, if not all the time. Yes, we have to be late sometimes due to other meetings running over and things like that, but I think it's just good to be in a habit of just always being timely when it comes to meetings and assignments and such. E, all right, be engaged. What does that mean? Well, this means plugged into every conversation, even when you're in a meeting and it involves something that's not in your world or your purview. Pay attention. It's amazing how much you can learn if you just stay plugged in, engaged at the conversation at hand. Moving on to R, be reliable. This is huge. I mean, this gives, you can be somebody who has that street cred of always being reliable, always delivering, not letting anything small slip. That has huge exponential impact on your career growth. So be reliable all the time. F, flexible, right? We gotta be on the lookout. We know here at Sallie Mae, things change at a moment's notice. Sometimes you can anticipate it coming. Sometimes it comes out of left field, right? Be ready for it, process it, embrace it, and when you have the opportunity, even help others lead through it. So be flexible. The last 3, ORM, are my favorites. O, be optimistic, be positive. We can't always be cheery in a meeting. I get that. We sometimes have bad days, but if in general you can condition yourself to just always having that mindset that it's like things are going to somehow, some way work out, and you convey that with your teammates, I think you will find that that's always well received. We all like to work around people that are pleasant and positive as to what we're trying to get done. So be optimistic. R, this is about being respectful. Or professional, maybe another good phrase for that. It's just always, just paying attention to how you are working with others, you're getting along, you're being cordial, you're being respectful. Hugely important, all the time. last but certainly not least, probably needs to be at the top of the list, but M happens to be the last letter of the word perform. It's be motivated, right? It's work hard. Can't stress that enough. That's old school, advice, but we can never, be a slacker around here and succeed. So those last three, right? Don't be a downer, don't be a jerk, and don't be a slacker. Those are all really important. So that runs through my list. I hope that resonated with some of you out there. Again, I'll post this out there in a list below this, and also maybe look to do a little deeper dive into some of these in the near future. Thank you for listening to me here, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. And now let's all go out there and perform. Bye.